Hello, I am here now. I am so sorry about that.
It's all good.
Fine.
You're good. It's okay.
I,
I see.
yeah, no, I was working on stuff and I have been just kind of, I don't want to say neglecting, but because that's not just true, but my sleep cycle has been wrong.
No.
It's just been completely backwards, and so I was like, oh yeah, I'll take a quick little rest, just
Oh, I
trying to
did
get
that.
everything 100% before the session, and well, here we are.
You went down.
Did you
Yes.
sleep enough at least? Did you get? Did you get?
Oh,
You went down
like
and you
10?
didn't come back up.
I feel great.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow, that's like the first time I think I've ever heard you say that.
I took a nap. I
Usually, like, man, I'm tired.
before this, so I was like, it felt good as well. It's like, oh, those 1 hour naps sometimes.
3 cheers for naps.
Exactly.
Indeed.
But yeah, I am so sorry.
You're good. Your nap excused.
I'm glad. Okay, so how's everyone else doing?
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
So I suppose when last we left our heroes,
We found a rock. We all found a rock in a way, I think.
We all found rock. It was rock day.
Yay, rocks.
yay
Yeah.
rocks.
We had a party with some elves.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
We returned their history stone.
Hard.
We returned their stone of balance, I believe is what it was called.
Yes.
Yeah.
I found a friend called Remainder,
Mm-hmm.
and they're double-sided.
Double-bladed scimitar.
Yes. And I also found a stone and some rings.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That is the gist of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we begin in the Fey realm. You guys are in the middle of taking a long rest. Let me go ahead and roll some dice.
Oh no.
Andrew, you said that with glee and ominous at the same time. Stop it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good.
So
So?
Yes.
So, sorry, I was thinking about which one of you would be the one to.
Oh,
Oh.
you don't want.
Which of us is the chosen one?
Which one of you is the chosen
Which one?
But it's not good. It might not be a good.
I'll volunteer if you want to choose me.
one? All right. So Zagra,
Oh,
you are awoken at
Okay.
night, with
well, Zagra's the chosen one.
by hearing 25 words in your head. From Mordenkainen.
Knew it.
Oh.
Lehman's been
man.
injured. He's alive. Vecna arrived on the Othax and stole the heart core. We're going to move on the
Okay.
tower. Will you join us?
Again, he's just always.
Didn't we warn Lehman
You did.
that he was compromised?
You did.
Hmm.
That's why he's
yeah.
alive.
That's fair.
Why is he always like, okay, I'm dying. Can you come do a big super mission?
That's he's alive. We'll be there as soon as we can in the Feywild. Be there ASAP.
Meet us at Arungar before sundown so we can discuss battle strategies.
Even he is.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm dying.
So it is.
Hey God, I gotta need a moment. The dogs are going crazy. My sister's here.
Hey, nice.
Played one. I was like, these things so happy. I love their barkies. They're like, woof, woof, woof.
Alright, I'm back. What have I missed?
You have missed
Nothing.
nothing. We went on pause
Wait.
for you.
Okay, good.
So yes, middle of the
And
night.
it's like, yes, more time to scramble.
Thank
Oh
you.
no, I am not scrambling. I had this stuff prepared. I am throwing the
Oh,
gauntlet
okay.
down at you guys.
It was bound to happen sooner or later. We've been kind of putting it off.
But yes, you guys get this. Zagra gets this message in the middle of the night. What do you do?
I mean, I guess that depends on Zagra.
I'm gonna wake up my friends, starting with Ketch, and tell them What has gone down?
Immediately grabbing all my stuff and starting the preparations. Wake everyone up, get everyone in a circle. And I just I have my tuning fork at the ready as I start the planar travel circle.
Nobody wants us to visit the Fae, guys. The universe is like, ugh. Mordecai. Sorry. I'm ready to go.
We gotta get the dragon back.
What the what?
All right. You all.
To the material plane.
Any specific place you are going to, Echo, using plane shift?
Where did he say you
Arungar?
are?
He said Arungar by sundown, so you've got 24 hours, basically.
Well, to be fair, we don't exactly know when sundown on Prime material is. That could be like an hour from now.
That is true.
So yeah, I mean, as soon as I get, I'll just Arungar, yeah.
Okay. The world around you warps as you all disappear, arriving at the palace. It is midday when you arrive.
All right, to Mordenkainen.
To Mordekainen.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys all you guys head over towards where you have previously met him, and they're just now kind of tearing down where food was. So you see the large tables with the with the oh my gosh, the heroes feasts. They're being taken away. Noticeably,
How long has it been?
it's midday. Midday, so they're tearing down from lunch. You head over towards one of the doors, and as if preternaturally, you get an image in your mind from sending of the room that they are meeting in. And so you can open the door and you enter the war room.
Dun dun.
War room.
In this area, you see a couple of different healers that you had worked with before, specifically Subaki had.
I don't know anybody. I'm new to this point.
That is true. Kara, in front of you right now is one of the foremost wizards in all of the land. Actually, two of them.
I have met him. I did
Okay.
meet Mordekainen once. I sent a note to him. I was sent to deliver a note.
Yes.
I have met him.
I do remember
I asked
that.
him if he needed something.
Mm-hmm. Well, now he very much does. So yes, you have Mordenkainen, Leomund, and a couple of their healers at a table, kind of discussing plans, and they all kind of turn your way, beckoning you to come in as you open the door.
We do.
Okay.
Gonna sit down and look at Liam and confused. new dude who did.
Oh yes,
I
this
haven't
is
met this guy yet.
this is Leomund, the one who acquired the. Actually, I'm not gonna say it out loud. I'll say it telekinesis because I don't know how roped in all of the people here are so far. So I guess just to be safe, I'll explain the one who got the god orb and is trying to bring back the dragon lord.
Oh, you mean the one I kind of sort of absorbed?
The one that you kind of made a pact with, yeah, that one.
All right. Just making sure.
I forgot that. I didn't realize he had the god orb and stuff like that. I thought he was the god orb, the dragon thing. He was confused. Also, dinner. Yes, num num.
Mhm.
Everyone go num num.
Okay. Um. So Mordenkainen is talking to the rest of them, kind of setting up plans. Um, and you get different bits and pieces of it. Of we know that. Mordenkainen is setting up different plans. He is. You're getting different bits and pieces of it. Like we know that Vecna has been collecting things like this. We had the when Dromage was talking about the incident with the Umphalos of Ralm Durak, and now we have this one gone missing. We know that those two things are connected. Those 2 points here. We know where he's working out of. It's the Ebony Keep over in Haunt Grow.
Mm. Makes sense.
Like he's detailing all of the things that he knows, which is a lot of them.
Does he know everything we know, or
He does not. You have not told him everything that you know.
I mean, I know that some things we keep, but we told them some things, haven't we?
Oh yes,
I look around.
he's detailing a lot of those things right
All right.
now. He turns to you guys and asks, "Where's Zace?"
No.
He's met Zace
Isn't
before, and Zace.
oh
Fair.
they is off on their own adventure at this moment.
Predisposed.
Okay, will he be joining us for the raid?
We can.
Doubt it.
Fair enough.
I
We
mean,
can rope him in as needed. He's probably more than happy to join for the raid. We're just
but we'd have to tell him in person because they don't like to get messages.
actually he's been pretty good about messages for
Or
a bit. Like every now and then, like he's learning as far as magic communication.
okay, I just knew they didn't like magic, and like, would that like cross the line? Never has. Just figuring. Continue.
Okay. Um. So yeah, Mordenkainen is laying out all of his plans here, and then he turns to you guys and says, "My compatriots here have been pursuing Vecna on a couple of different leads as well. If there's anything else that I have not covered here or have missed, please.
Does you know about our flying ships?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people know about our flying ships at this point. We kind of drove into town on them.
Mm-hmm.
Just had to ask. I'm sorry, it's bragging rights. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
Recently, to bring this to discussion, we have done a raid of Ren, a compatriot of Vecna, hideout, and defeated most of the guards there. We could not find much information. We did find a stone of balance, which is why we were in the Feywild. We returned it to the elves, who enlightened us on that its origin, as well that it is all about their history of how the balance of all things go. The main idea now is, from what Rin was studying, was he was trying to find a way to shift the balance to, hence the grave mines and so on. That is the running theory as far as that information. Here is the spell circle for the hideout if anyone ever wants to confirm or go back and check things out. And I will put it on the table.
Okay. Um,
Has he said everything that needs to be known about the blight?
he doesn't know everything, but he knows a lot about it. He knows that it's a parasitic organism that is has its origins in another realm. Um, that it has had several key points of interest that you guys have referred to as grave mines, that you have been systematically taking out. That they are the cause of the shadow. He would put it as they are the cause of the shadow that has fallen over Ottengrow. Very much kind of underplaying the actual devastation of the blight. Um,
And some stuff, you know?
mhm. But once again, Mordenkainen has only really ever seen it once or twice. He hasn't been as boots on the ground as you guys have.
You realize it would be a big beneficial if you actually helped us take out the blighted gray mines first before we go after the big bads, because you realize that they're feeding aren't they the ones feeding power into the towers or something like that? Or is that something separate? Am I? Hello?
I know there's one. There should be one still at the keep, I would think.
Here, this is GM speaking. Kara saw the one that is at the keep. It's in the fell.
Yeah,
Right.
But there is
I did
one
say that
more that is down here that is still active.
as I said, I feel like it would be to everybody's benefit if we go ahead and take out the grave mines all at once. If you combined your forces with us and we'd go at it all together, I think we could get this done.
It would be a good way to get its face ripped as well.
That's true.
I mean, I feel like destroying Vecna, or at least taking the fight to Vecna and reclaiming the Unfellows might be a bit more of a priority than fighting the Blight, and doing so would be good for fighting the blight and the grave mines.
True. Do we know where Vecna is with the dragon god thing?
Well, that comes to a bit of our issues here. Leomund escaped from the Othax by means of an artifact he had. He shunted himself 3 days or so into the future. The magics that Subaki had taught were what was able to restore him back at Arungar.
That's interesting.
So, Vecna's got a head start.
So he.
Leomund would look around and say, "It was lucky too. It was kind of a last-ditch effort, and I did not have complete control over the spell."
So he used echo shards.
Well, it was either that or die.
Oh yeah.
Everyone in this room knows about Echo Shard, so he wouldn't. If it was that, he would have said it. So this is another artifact that he has.
Oh.
Okay, hold up. What's he got? Does he have a cube?
Oh God.
What could it be?
And Liam, and with you guys' curiosity, Liam pulls out the third piece of that plate.
Ah!
Is this the thing we've been
Look
looking
at
for?
Go!
How did the plate work? How did you even know how to use a plate?
Well, that certainly changes things. Huh.
And then he kind of places it back into his wrist pocket.
All right.
Okay.
If we're bringing things to the table, such as that, I mean, I feel like we all have at least a form of trust. I will pull out my third of the plate.
Okay. You see Liam's eyes kind of go big, very interested in this thing. It's like he's been working with this 1/3 piece for so long.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even know that the 1/3 pieces even do that sort of stuff.
So that is actually the third piece I've been kind of looking for in my travels. When put together, the do I have a name for this? Like
You do not.
from my okay. When the three pieces of this disc are put together, it has an effect from my people that can transcend, as you have experienced, time itself. And that is one of the things I've been working on as far as getting the Circle of Eight back from Oblivion. And I'll be honest, that might be a safe bet to, if not stop Vecna outright, at least get the circle back from the second before they disappeared, and possibly reignite the gods that have since been missing.
Oh, will that be using the plate? Because I think I need it for something else.
I don't know if it would destroy it. I mean,
I have to imagine a plate as powerful as this can do multiple things.
yeah.
Because, yeah, I don't think your spell is the same thing I'm wanting to do.
Like, literally, this is one of the things that Asm was working on in the crystal stuff that like protected our people, the echo shards and all. Not gonna say that out loud, just getting everyone here on the level. But this is sort of what allowed us to have physical form in this world when ours was dying.
Because on the top of it is the Genesis spell.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I want to say that. Okay, I have a thought. Okay,
And I'll
so
put mine back as well.
with this time traveling gate thing, right? How far back do you think we can go?
Unknown. I have been running experiments, been making spell sigils on pretty much any free time I've had that I haven't been inscribing scrolls. But I haven't been able to put a 100% working spell in order because I haven't had all three.
Leomund would say, I've been able to consistently get results of about 4 seconds. I amplified the spell in order to escape, and
Forward or backwards?
both.
Okay.
Only 4 seconds?
Consistently.
Hmm.
And how much arcane power is needed for 4 seconds on the 1/3 of a disc? Generally.
It requires a substantial amount of focus. It would be a rather, in gamified terms, it would be a rather mid-level spell that takes time. So it's not something that you could do in battle.
Yeah. It's
It
not
would
like go
be
back 4 seconds, activate the spell again, 4 seconds, activate, and yeah.
right. It would be you expend a 5th level spell slot, but it takes 10 minutes to cast.
Makes sense.
Interesting. All right.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to ask another question. Kara wouldn't know this. I've been hearing about these shards of yours for a while now. No, I guess I'm gonna ask Ketch on his own. Like, are you saying that like one of your people is in each of these shards?
Yes, I guess I don't know if I explained this to you specifically. I know I explained it to Spocky, but how uh the Echo people themselves work is we did not have physical form. We were
Hmm,
thoughts in an endless ocean. When we traveled to this world, this universe, plane, whatever you'd like to call it, we could
hmm,
not exist as we were. So we became a physical presence. Imagine
Well, you always
these
had the physical
crystal.
presence. That's how the big gem was created,
Oh,
to
okay. Fair.
act as the focus for it. But it was a very different presence. Sorry, just
Yeah.
wanted to clarify.
Okay. No, no, that's perfectly fine. I myself is probably going to get like half of this wrong.
hmm.
But essentially, it lets us keep our where humans have brains and minds that allow them to think complexly, where a soul is put in, let's say, the gems are our soul, you could call it.
Interesting. So how did you gain a physical body?
Well, we can talk about that some other
Catch
time.
fell on him.
Okay.
Well, yes, but we can talk about that later. That's not as important.
Okay.
But yes, With that, we can probably fix something together as far as a spell to get them back. The only question is whether we want to do that before or after we go after Vecna.
So we know Vecna was here when the
Okay,
Circle of Eight
here.
fell.
Yes.
So that means we have him pinned down. At
So
least
our
at one point.
current most president plan is going into the past and saving the big apes. Right. That's like our thing at this point. Like we're not going after Vecna as he is now, but back then before he blew all your friends up, right?
Well, that's what we're talking about. It's like we're kind of deciding
Mm.
what the next
Another
move.
idea is to bring the friend before they blew up to our current time, I believe.
Yes, that way, essentially, timey-wimey shenanigans, like they're still gone. Everyone thinks they're still non-existent. The gods would still, all magic would still cease, but then it would just restart at this point.
If you provided us with the researchers and the time to figure this out, how long do you think it would take us to figure out what we need to do or to go back exactly when we want to?
To be able to pinpoint, this would be Liam speaking. To be able to pinpoint and travel to exactly one point would require a great deal more research than I have been able to achieve. Unless you know precisely how long it's been since the incident.
I will precisely say the amount of time that has passed.
Okay.
To the second.
Okay.
The fun thing about not always having a physical form is you kind of always have an interior clock.
You see a look come over Liamon's face because you just listed off a time that is greater than a year.
Yes.
And he
A
got
thought struck my
lucky with
brain.
3 days.
Don't know if anybody heard me.
What
What'd
did
you
you
say?
say?
I said a thought struck my brain.
All right.
As far as I remember people telling me, Tsubaki was really into this stuff, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm. She was.
Did anybody ever consider making her one of your kind, Catch? Because she's got a lot of knowledge.
Well, that is a moot point at this juncture, as
Mm.
Tsubaki is both missing physically and spiritually.
Oh yeah, I
But
forgot.
she is back at Arungar.
Oh?
Oh,
If we talk about going back,
Oh, yes.
That is true.
that's true. That's just not something to think about.
Well, I'll be honest. How many people are here besides Lehman and Mordenkainen?
there are 3 others here who are primarily high-level healers, who are working with Leomund to relieve his wounds from when
Alright.
Vecna ambushed.
I don't know. Trust is a thing.
If they're here, Mordenkainen and Leomund at least trust them.
That's fair. Okay. All right. Well, as part of the, let's call it ritual, that utilized this disc and brought us here, we didn't really have a fixed point per se. Can I ask, what else do I know about the ritual that brought everyone here? What else do I know about it? It's been a while since we've talked.
Okay. So, I guess the best way to go about this would be through analogy.
Yeah.
You know how when you're blowing bubbles and they're kind of floating off into the sky and everything?
Uh-huh.
Your universe was one of those bubbles. And so it was a very small, limited area. What the spell was doing was it was piercing the veil so that you could exist both inside it and then outside it as well.
Mhm.
So, whether that means it was creating a universe outside of it, outside
Oh god,
of,
that's a whole nother can of worms.
or it was merely piercing the veil, you would probably get the feeling that it was more of a piercing of the veil.
Yeah. We
Um,
separated ourselves from the bubble and then
right.
wound up in in this analogy, is this another bubble or is this
You ended
air?
up, what actually happened was you ended up bursting like 7 bubbles. And they all kind of bled together into this new, bigger form.
Okay.
And so you are kind of both in the space between them and where all of them exist simultaneously.
Got it. Okay.
And you weren't on the project.
Yes, I am I'm essentially a redditor who kept up with the news.
Yes. Um, but that wasn't exactly the full plan. The full plan was just to break the shell, join the war, basically transpose themselves into another world where
Yeah.
there were more resources. You got
Combined.
here by a failed spell save.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And so, if you could do this, like if you could get the spell going again, or if you could non linearly communicate back to their time, you could have another shot at it. You could, because in the failed spell save, the gemstone that basically housed thousands of the Echo people's stones, it was shattered and splintered across all of realities.
Yes.
And that's why there's none of you.
Yes.
You could make it so that that was intact, and then it kind of dispersed back to its people. And you just stepped forward into a new day.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So with that analogy, with your research, Lehman, where do you, when you travel back 4 seconds, where do you end up? Are you in your same body with just the knowledge that you had in that 4 seconds? Are you at a separate place entirely, or?
It's as though I stepped back 4 seconds. I see a vague gray, illusory form of myself that moves forward for the next 4 seconds.
Mhm. Understood. And okay, so yeah, separating from the bubble, and then once time resumes, it's essentially not back to business.
Mhm.
Is that about right?
Yep, that's about
Okay.
right.
Trying to think on exactly how I want to do this.
This is your wizard game, man. Like, I have no clue.
So, the from my knowledge of the project is we, as Andrew so eloquently put, uh, separated ourselves from time, space, everything, and we were meant to reconvene uh, into another. With the full completed disc, we should be able to separate ourselves from, at the very least, time, and step backwards as you would take a step through a room. It shouldn't be as difficult as it was the first time. We simply need some sort of anchor, a time that is unmistakable, that is has a high fluctuation of change that you can see from the outside. I think is probably the best way to describe it.
What event in time are you thinking of?
Well, there's two that come to mind directly. When the Circle of Eight died, that was a
Pretty
ripple
big.
of ripples. Um, and two was when we first arrived, or first conformed to this universe. But that was aeons ago.
Hmm. I would suggest we pick the Circle of Eight because, first off, I feel like that moment was momentous. I mean, literally, they tanked magic. If you can't feel that one in time, I mean, just my thought.
True. What was the other idea?
Well, I said it. The one time that when
Sorry.
we first got here and burst the bubble.
Go back
It'd
to
be
the
kind of
beginning.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to not notice that.
I feel like going to the Circle of Eight would be closer in time than when over.
Yes. Again, with the completed circle, the amount of time shouldn't matter. It's just the navigation part that will take a toll, I believe. Thoughts? I open to the room.
I was about to say, do we need an object to help anchor us?
That would probably be that would be a good idea. Probably one thing to anchor us on this side, and then
You
another
said
thing
that
to anchor themselves
Tsubaki
there.
was there, right?
She was.
Her case was there too. We have that case.
Well, yes, there are many things that are there that
Really,
we
any
still
of
have.
Tsubaki's possessions
Yeah,
can
but it was
be.
there on stage, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It was.
What
These are
I'm
details.
Well, where is
I
it
should
now?
You guys
It
have
has
it.
it.
I
yeah.
mean, I think
The
Nisei specifically.
the
Yeah,
the,
it
the trunk?
converted it.
No, that's the interdimensional chest I have.
Oh.
That's why it's so big. It's bigger on the inside.
Mhm.
Um, but that shouldn't necessarily even be needed as long as the the thing is, once we get there, if we don't want to pierce the bubble like it was in the past, I think one of the main things we need to worry about is a continuum, making sure that when we get back to this time, it is as if they disappeared and reappeared later as Leomund has. I think that is the only way. The only issue I see with that is getting all of the 8 in the span of perhaps less than a minute to agree to this and travel
The
freely.
only one who'd be able to persuade them would be Mordecai himself.
Or Liam. And
He's the only one that they would trust.
But yeah.
Although,
Completely.
Or they
am
in the same
I?
place.
Mordenkainen wasn't there. Leomund
Morden-
disappeared.
Mordenkainen was not there. Leomund was on Orth. Or, well, he was at the Othax.
Yeah.
So,
Both of them
I mean,
were
maybe
not
they-
there. That's how they survived.
Yes.
so my only thing would be that he would be the only one that they would trust completely, and that's the only way I see us getting them out in time.
What if it looks like Mordecai?
I mean, he's asking us to do it. All he's got to do is tell his friends, "Oh, come on, guys, or die."
Because I got a let's be transform. I can turn into Mordecai myself, or I can give it off to someone who was there at the time of the snap who can also transform.
Well, I mean,
I do know some of
would
the
they
Circle of
be
8
able
can
to?
see through illusions,
I was going
though.
to say they can probably see through that. All of them. I mean, these were the 8, so
And they do getting the mind player that was disguised as a teacher.
and true, but this was after that event, and they were probably on alert after that.
Um, I know it's been a bit, but when you guys were brought there, you did hear that there were people who were looking out for Renegade Gith at the gala, who were supposedly planning an attack. And so you were keeping watch for shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's
So I
it's
mean,
definitely
we're
something
talking
that
to Mordecai.
can be done. Like there were people who were there looking out for people like that.
One of which,
cloaked
including me, who fed that
Including-
information to the people who blew the place up.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
I think the easiest way to figure this out in the long run is to collect the 3 pieces together and experiment accordingly.
All right.
Well, Zace
We
has the other
won't
piece.
the full event do unless you do it.
Yeah.
So we got
Yeah. I mean, forget. I'll send a message to Zace right now. Zace, hello. Do you have time to come to Arungar quick for a meeting on how to get rid of the blight,
and Vecna.
blight, Vecna, and essentially cure everything in one fell swoop?
Oh,
P.S. We have a
wow.
timestamp.
You really the manipulation in that
that's a
that message.
The one
What'd you
thing that
say?
would get paid.
Is Star really quiet for everyone else? I have it up to 200%. I
yeah,
can
she
barely
kind
hear.
of they kind of are.
Yeah.
Could you get a little closer to your microphone, Star?
Microphone, come here. Come closer.
There.
Come to me.
That's much better.
There you go.
Move it like a centimeter. I said that player is saying that is such a manipulative message. You omitted so much of the what is happening.
Well, I only have 25 words. I just sort of did the
We
main
only have
points.
25 words. We can't give you the full story.
Yeah,
Oh no, I know
that
that,
would
but
take a while.
oh
But
no,
you
I know
dropped
that. I'm just
just
saying,
enough
like,
for Zace to be like, damn
you
it, I
drop
have
the
to go
word
in.
polite and stuff like that. That's just smart. You know what would work. Um,
I feel Zace feels manipulated by us. Like,
later
darn
does.
it.
Ace does not know. Zace would agree only if it's able to teleport Mari as well, and if you would like give him like a couple minutes to like find a private area.
That works. All right. Zace will be arriving here shortly. Is there space in this war room for Amari?
A juvenile Tarask.
Um,
War.
we can relocate to one of the auditoriums.
That
That sounds
would
good.
be excellent.
That sounds great.
So let's take 5 and
Yeah.
meet up there. And you get another image in your mind of the room to go to.
Oh, I see things with my mind.
Oh, I'm not letting these people out of my. The second we do, they're gonna just look at and it's a cube. That's just how it's gonna be.
Can I also make sure there's no like sensors or anything going on in this area? A quick flash of like see invisibility, just like make sure there's nothing recording.
You don't see anything.
All right. Just,
Okay.
better safe than sorry.
No, that's fair.
No, absolutely.
Okay, so you've got about 5 minutes or so.
Okay. After a bit of time leaving for prep and up, I will quickly teleport out, grab Zace and Mari, teleport back in. Ayo.
I do not like it when you do that. Zace is like feeling nauseous.
That's fair. The first few times are a bit much. It's just imagine going on a really really fast carriage ride. Excuse me. What's a car? Um,
I don't.
A
We don't
really,
use
really
carriage.
fast wagon ride.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Mari, just like Mari's speedo.
Mari is doing their best to
End of
look
sentence. Mari is
look
doing their best.
Mari is doing their best to look annoyed like Zace is, but at the same time you get the feeling of like dog who sticks their head out of the car window and like
Mari enjoys the magic. Despite saying,
At least this one.
like Mari is doing their best to just kind of like keep it in, but like
Mari,
With
there's
the tail
butterflies in
wagging,
the stomach.
tail wagging. And it's like a dead giveaway. It's like, dude, you're fooling no one, Mari.
It's like actor dogs that are acting to be mean, but the tail's waggy because they know they're doing good.
Yeah.
Aw, Mari.
Egg.
So, what
And
did we
Mari's
do?
also just happy to see you guys again, so that's also there.
Lots of pets and scratches for
Welcome back.
Mari.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I guess we can start cluing you in.
Let's resume.
Yes, Vecna has taken yet the god again in a general sense.
That has taken not again.
Help,
Oh.
it's again.
Zace is like, oh, I'm like, one of another god, probably.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Mm.
All right.
How does
well,
he keep getting his hands on those?
through connivery, sneakery, perhaps even foolhardiness. I don't know. Like espionage is the answer.
And what does this have to do with stopping the blight?
The Vecna is the one who is creating the blight.
Brought it
Uh,
here in the first
yes.
place.
And
I
now
know,
that
like,
We
Vecna
saw
has
Victor, we pulled police up some blight.
yes, now that Vecna has this, blight is probably going to go back into overdrive to spread.
gosh darn it.
And let's be honest, it's already kind of fast without
Yeah,
it.
I just killed one of its children.
Oh, nice.
Are we in like the auditorium with all the people?
Yes. There are 5 other people here other than the party of you 4 and Mari. And yeah. They've all seen they have encountered Mari before, so there's still like Leomund hasn't. Leomund is kind of dumbstruck.
Oh yes, this is Zace's pet Tarask, Mari, Leomund.
Why are we in the rich area place?
This is the start of the resistance to get back at Vecna and attack Vecna proper to make sure the blight never like goes around again, and also perhaps save the Circle of 8 from their fate. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did.
Wait,
They're powerful people with a common goal.
Yes. These are the clan leaders in their respective fields, you could say.
How does the how will he save people that's dead from years before?
Well, they didn't die. They just stopped existing. I know it sounds like there's a difference, that there's not a difference, but there is. Essentially, so first things first, do we want to give this a try? I kind of give Leomund like an eye of like, do you want to try bringing these together now, or?
Well,
He
they
gives him
has
this
out.
grin and this wink, and he's like, "Do you want to try this now, or else,
I got this new
not?"
strand. Do you want to try it out?
It's gonna be crazy.
That was great. Oh,
You know the plate, Zace?
Yeah. Yes, I know the play.
You ready
What?
to put it together?
What do you mean? We only have 2 parts as far as I
Well,
was.
we found the third.
Eyes, Leomund.
I'll
Leomund
pull
will
out
pull
mine.
it out.
You found the last
You
one.
sound annoyed when you say that.
Oh, I don't sound. I don't mean to sound annoyed, but he will bring the plate out. His third of the plate out.
You found it.
Shall we?
Wait, what do you plan to do with it? I need
Well,
these.
join them, and first off, perhaps reignite what brought my people here in the first place. What brought Azim here.
So, are you going to try to bring Awesome back?
Yes, absolutely. We can definitely. Where Azim is currently is still an unknown question, but since he was on the project, this project, he might very well be etched into the plate itself, or even a
I know.
consciousness derived from the dimensional vibrations that the plate gives off, perhaps, or any number of different explanations. I can't say I'm an expert on ASM personally, but they were probably, at least based on your recollections and musings upon them, separated somewhere within this universe, and this could possibly bring them back together. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, Azam has told me. I have received a message that yes, I need the plate to bring Azam back. I am unsure how to use it when it's all together, but I do know it is the key to finding him. And with that, Zace is gonna bring out his part of the key, the plate. Please take care of it and take care of Azam. Oh wait, let me make sure this all goes right. I will Zace begrudgingly, not wanting to, like bless this Echo, so like nothing goes wrong.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you. That means a lot, Zace.
Please bring him back, or at least anything. Please.
Absolutely. 1, 2, 3.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Um,
But me, Jacob thinks it's funny. Like 1, 2, 3. Wait. Oh, okay.
Wait.
um, question as player to Zagra and Kara. You both are
Sure.
still blighted, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
not fear that Blight is bringing messages to Vecna this whole entire time?
Well, I got it at this point. No matter what, we are slowly beating his butt. Does it really matter?
Um, I would say it does, but if you think not, then okay.
I mean, we've progressed. We've still killed several of the grave mines at this point. We almost took out Vecna, or at least we were close to, seeing him. It was rough going there for a minute, but we all got back together eventually. I don't feel like whatever information he's gained from us has
Sometimes you
gained him
just
any
have to
leverage.
take the risk.
Yeah.
Okay. Just was asking.
That's fair.
So you have the 3 pieces on the table in front of you.
1, 2, 3.
Click, click, click. They all kind of touch together. They fit. They mesh together perfectly.
It's just how I saw it. The cracks are exactly as they were in the sand.
So who exactly is going with us? Is everybody going? Are we going just us?
I thought it was one person that can go.
Whoa, I thought we were going as a group.
I thought it was. The thing with this is it would probably behoove us to be one person because it would be one less stress on however much time we can get. Two, um, especially I don't know if all of us were in exactly the same place. If we are multiple, we might be scattered throughout.
Okay, so is the only 2 viable people to go would be you catch or Mordenkainen. Because the rest of us are neither magic users or understand most of this.
Makes a fair bit of sense.
Because he would have the influence, but you would have the knowledge and understanding that you're basically tying everything together. So I feel like the only two, but you were already at the party, weren't you?
Yes. Precisely.
Two catches show up. Aren't they going to be suspicious?
Well, I have my own ways.
Yeah.
Plus, during the actual explosion, I was unconscious at a prison, so
If oh, you're right. That's what.
if all goes well, I can essentially be there as I was knocked out, if that is even a factor that we need to take care of, and then get to the 8. Or I suppose the 6. Minus Leomund and Mordenkainen, respectively.
Mordenkainen and Leomund were not part of the 8. There are
They're
Oh.
the
not
others.
part of the Circle of Eight.
Oh, frick, I got that confused. Okay, then yeah, the 8.
There are 8 wizards who are at that gala.
All right. With it together now, can I glean anything from like the pattern from like any magic sigil or anything on the plate now?
It looks just like you've heard about. You have this spell sigil kind of. A while back, you were kind of etching it into your book. Like if you did like a flip book style of your spell book, you've got the whole thing. Like you've got the whole pattern.
All right.
You know what you must do.
Should I give it a try? I mean, I have encompassing notes on the subject itself. I've made a few diagrams. I've practiced a bit. I can.
You know you really want to go, so just
You
go.
are the most qualified person for this job, Ketch.
Very well.
We all turn around and vote for Zace.
All right. I'll give that same spell I did in the Echo a try.
Jacob, that sounded so. I'll give it a try.
No, the same spell I did in the Echo that was essentially this, but different.
You seem so delighted with yourself to do it, though.
I mean, that is half what brought, like, now thinking back to it, what probably brought Echo fully conscious in Catch.
Mm.
Reigniting at least most of the conscious. There's still bits that I feel I may have lost, but I'm not quite sure.
Obviously, nothing that impairs you, so it should be good.
I might have lost the time I fought with someone on who the best Zelda character was on Reddit, but yeah, it's probably for the best. So I will give this a try if everyone's in agreement. Oh, sorry. Reddit is the system of communication we had where we can essentially talk to pretty much anyone in our race at the same time. Sort of like an interconnected, let's just say a web, you could say, of people.
A web.
It was the analogy that I used to give when I was describing how they communicate, because the Echo people are a populist species where basically each mind can like attach itself or not. Like you to different concepts, so you can share different ideas in a large forum and then spark discussions under it. So it is very much like a one mind website.
Internet forum.
Exactly. Which has
You've got your subreddits,
which has all of the benefits and detriments of that sort of thing. And because of things like populism, extremism can kind of be higher. And so that's how these more fringe ideas of, hey, let's all pool together our life energies and attempt to explode our reality can happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put into layman's terms, of course. So, Echo, if you're going to be the one doing this with Lehman's help, to just go ahead and roll me.
Ooh.
Well, wait, hang on. What is your target destination? First.
Part of me wants to go all the way back, but as of right now, I think, especially because everyone's, trust and everything, it would behoove me to go back to the Circle of Eight. Um, well, actually, I guess if I do this right, I can do multiple, because I can go someplace, do a thing, then walk essentially to the next time. So I do, to
Test
honor,
location.
yeah, to honor, and again to honor Zace's trust, I do want to see if I can find a time where I can grab uh Azum. Azum. The only time that is would be at the beginning. Azum is an interesting thing because he's probably one of the people that's mind got spread out through the entire planes, which is why he's known as like a deity and a god. So, this is tricky, Andrew.
Because you know you've got one shot here.
Yeah.
The question is, will you have another?
Let's. Ooh. Okay. If I think about this right. Four mages. Kidding. I think worst comes to worst. I go all the way back, and me as an Echo Shard can literally just wait, without physical body, to the next time where I can make a stand. Does that make sense?
I know what you mean. Because always forward.
Yeah, time travel the long way around.
Yep. And so, if are you going through this with Mordenkainen as well?
I mean, I doubt that Mordenkainen would be able to survive eons
True.
as he is currently. So I think it might be better as a one-way trip as Echo Shard. I do have a spell for just this occasion as well, if that makes any difference.
Okay.
We'll see if that comes up. So I guess to honor Zace's word and to tackle everything all at once, I'm gonna go back to the very beginning to when we traveled here and see if I can grab Azum from time and wait with me for a while.
Oh, thank you. I was worried for a second you wouldn't.
Okay.
Can I also say, Zace, after conversations with you and everyone else, like Echo, like not Catch, but Echo was lawful evil, has now become lawful neutral in recent events.
You have made him more good.
Yeah, if this was a tall tale game, this would be like where the branching paths go from like just conversations with the character Echo, and Echo will remember that, to this, the true ending.
You can thank me for my lessons in charisma. I know I taught you everything you know.
You taught me to stab someone and run away.
It's the most human thing you'll ever learn.
All right, fair.
The
Even
most
though I'm not
human
even
thing you'll
human.
ever learn. Taught by a furbolg.
The most human thing
I
you'll
was
ever
raised
learn.
among you.
It's not my responsibility. I just stabbed the guy.
All right, let's
I
go.
mean, isn't that what this is all about?
My thing is I'm going to attempt to I'm going back to the very beginning. I'm going to, when the spell failed, I'm going to grab Asm. I will then essentially wait with a specific thing that may or may not come up. And then during the day of the ceremony, after not affecting anything else, save the circle of 8. I think that's the play.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a concordance check.
Here we go. Can I ask, does the blessing help with this in any way?
Is this the bless spells, Ace?
Yeah, I did bless. I was like, please get
Okay.
it.
Then you get a D4.
Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. Concordance.
Come on.
Okay. I got so close to a nat 20. I got a 19 plus 3. So
Yay.
22 plus a D4. Okay. I got 25.
Okay. You go ahead and cast the spell. And your consciousness immediately seems to just kind of slip away. You find yourself hurtling through all sorts of different beats, different points, different eras, different knots in the thread of life, different events. It's very quick, but you are planning on just going all the way back. And you see, as you do, these different pinpricks of light that begin to form this large starry scape, this large veil. The astral sea kind of coming towards you and all around you. It's pulling in closer and just kind of wrapping itself around you and over and over and over. And you see it begin to kind of pull in closer and closer. And eventually, you arrive in you reach your destination. You reach the Sandland. You reach the Echo.
Well, where do I see the crystal at all?
You see a you find yourself at the location that we had called the temple, where there are large archways, there are large pillars that lead up around. There are hundreds of Vesper people, all kind of waiting in anticipation as as you see a figure come forward with this disc, place it on an altar piece, and begin to cast a spell. And
Do I see?
there is a large gemstone that is just kind of floating above, and they seem to be placing their intent upon it.
Do I see Azum?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
This would be a horrible time to fail that. Okay. 13 plus
74.
13 plus 74. Yep. Uh, okay, so that it's 16.
16. You see a figure off to the side who is not a part of this ritual, who is trusting in it but is hesitant, who is not fully enraptured by the zeal of the moment.
I am going to go up to them as close as I can, as almost as if I'm like just slowly like running on a treadmill. And I am going to connect telepathically. And I'm going to say, I am me. And I need you to know who I am. And without sparing detail, share with them who Echo is and Echo's story in the span of seconds.
Okay. The figure turns to you and produces a small blue gem, as if to kind of give it to you, passing it back. And this is like your shard, but it is pristine. It is everything that they are.
I give a knowing nod, and I take one last look at this ritual. And
Go ahead and roll me a concentration check.
that is fairly good. My concentration checks are pretty good. 20. 20.
20. Okay. You feel yourself kind of being pulled in different directions here. Just the limits of the spell. Like you were able to get here because it was so far in the past that you could just kind of skate and let loose. Skate on the surface of time.
I won't be able to do both, so both as in save everyone and go back to the circle of 8. So just to make sure, I just want yes, everything so far should not break continuum. This should not pop the bubble once I return. This is essentially most of Asm that is not going to spread due to this ritual. So that is great. I will keep the stone. However, if I attempt to save this, I don't think the world will be the same. So what I'm going to do is, in the same way that I practiced saving myself from the genocide spell, from being overwritten from time. I'm going to encase myself in that spell, and at the split second it takes hold, also cast. I forget the name of it. Oh, Frank, this is a big moment, and I'm really biffing it. Sequester, I think it is.
Sequester. Okay.
Yes, it is Sequester. It's the one where you essentially stop existing, and then once a certain action occurs, you exist again. If that makes sense.
Okay. So you're going to sequester Awesome.
I'm going to sequester Ozm and myself for I don't know the exact amount of time that this will take, but I can name an event and then essentially come back when that event is ready or when that event happens. And I'm going to name how long was it since we visited Sandland to when the Circle of Eight uh bamfed?
Oh, it was the first time that you went there with like
Not
session.
the first time, the most recent time. We went back
You did go
once.
back, yes.
Eight?
It was over a year since.
Remember we had that gap.
Yeah, you took time off. I'd say probably about a year and a half
Okay.
after.
So I know when we arrived. I know that time. So what I'm going to do is set Sequester's timing for the moment that Echo, or I guess Ketcho at that point, leaves. I'm going to set a timer for 1 year, 3 months, 2 days, 5 hours, 2 minutes, 1 second, etc. Um, and bamf back in time during that exact moment to then be just in time to get the Circle of Eight.
Okay.
That's what I am going to attempt to do.
So here, because you were talking about, so you're sequestering Awesome until when?
Um, I will sequester Ozm until now, until the time currently that is existing. Not
Until present day.
until present day. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Frick, that was a lot of explanation to say that.
It's okay.
So essentially, it would be like Ozm, like the biggest part of Ozm doesn't exist, and then when I bamf back, he will. I want to still attempt to go to the Circle of Eight, even if it means expending part of me and my power.
Okay. Go ahead. And so you are then sequestering yourself to when?
The day of, uh, the
Gotcha.
day of the event,
Okay.
maybe 5 minutes before the explosion. It will give me the most time without encountering too much of an overlap in changes.
Okay.
I look down at my hands, like starting to essentially unspool, and I'm like, hang on just a bit longer.
Okay. So you Go ahead and sequester yourself then. Go ahead and roll me another concordance check.
Oh, God. Please,
You
die.
still have the bless.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm one less than I was before. I got 18. 19, 20, so 21 plus bless.
Yep, plus bless.
Okay, I got 24 with
24.
bless. I rolled 3 on bless both times. It is a very, very good bless. I love bless. Bless is an amazing spell, and it, aptly fits this moment.
Okay. You come to the sequester ends. You are on the echo.
Okay. I'm still sort of like in the ethereal form, sort of like not fully.
Right.
I guess, yeah.
You are able to interact and work within the confines of the spell as if you were a physical being there. But it's a lot like astral projection.
Yes. I'm going, if I can't like will myself a little bit more to the exact position, I can uh plane planes hop over there.
Okay.
Plane shift.
Yeah, you're going to need to plane shift to prime
Okay.
material plane.
I will do that roughly in the exact same space that I was. Like I want to blend into the party as much as possible if no one's there. I'm not exactly fit to the nines, but with the chaos going on, it shouldn't matter.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a concentration check.
Okay, I'm good at these. I have advantage on these.
You do also
Okay,
have bless
okay.
still.
I do have. Oh yeah, I can do bless. Okay. Oh, that. Can I just say one of those was a nat 1? The second was a 19 again.
You are getting good luck.
Oh,
You are shunting possible realities away.
I will say the advantage with Warcaster, uh, immaculate, amazing. 22. I am going
22.
down every time though, which is worrying.
Time is running out.
Yeah, it's very fitting.
You plane shift your way into Arungar. You see music playing. You see Tsubaki performing. You see people coming in and out of the crowd. What do you do?
Are the Circle of Eight gathered up?
No.
Uh,
They are spread throughout the entire event.
worst comes worst, I might be able to save one, but I'm with the lead up to the announcement and the big speech before the explosion. I'm going to slowly and methodically mind meld with as many Circle of Eights that I can. Like I'll go through the party and essentially state 2 things. You're in danger. I uh I am a friend of Morning Canaan's who has been sent here to protect you. I need your understanding, and I will essentially give them a quick flash, physically like push in the image of what is about to happen.
Basically, come with me if you want to live kind of situation.
Kind of.
Choose one.
Okay.
Who do you go to first?
Remind me, who each of the Circle of Eight are there?
The dragon
Uh,
guy,
Drawmage.
Dropman.
He is one of them. There is. Hang on. Boom.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Thank you. I was just about to pull up my list.
Okay. I think out of those, the one with the most powerful like magic and like the most powerful essentially god situated with them is Drawmage, correct?
They all have a connection like that. You have had the most interactions with Drawmage.
I think that's probably going to be the best one to go to first.
Okay. He is talking with some nobles. You
As soon
show
as
up.
you convince him, the others should fall in line.
You make your way to him. He's kind of chuckling, having a good time. There's a drink in his hand. There's food. You
Ooh,
mind meld.
man. Yep. That's going to come to an end soon here in a second.
You mind meld, and he. How far away are you when you mind meld?
Um 30 feet? I mean,
30
I can be
feet.
anywhere between like 120, but I feel like 30 feet is like me seeing him and then recognizing him to give him the message.
Okay. You see him talk to his companions, and it's just like, excuse me for just one moment. I have to go mingle with some others. And he will begin making his way towards you.
Okay. Is there anyone else that is close by? Um, like in the immediate vicinity, like 120 feet?
Um,
I say as I'm like, my hands disappeared.
Within 120 feet of you, not right now.
Okay. I will make my way slowly towards Drawmage as well.
Okay.
Uh, and I'm not during this entire time I will never talk. One, it is much slower than mind melding, and two, I feel like in the panic of the moment, Echo is probably going back to like factory settings of, oh, I gotta talk how I would normally talk. And yeah, I will again explain the situation that will happen and say that bad things are going to happen. I am here to protect as many of the Circle of Eight as I can.
What's. All
But
right.
I still need you to be here up to 3 seconds before things go bad. And was Dramage the one who interrupted the speech that one time and then got silenced?
That was Subaki.
Yes, but then someone else interrupted as well. Am I misremembering that? I remember Shubaki interrupted,
I had
and then
somebody
another
with me,
wizard.
but I don't know who it was.
Okay.
I didn't know if that was if that was Dramage. I would essentially feed him the lines to say during the speech.
Okay.
Um, but is there a way to quickly get at least 3 more of the 8?
Right now, probably not. Because you get a sense that things are about to kind of heat up quickly. Like
Okay.
you gave yourself 5 minutes, but it took a bit to find Dramage in the crowd,
Yes.
to get all of this, to get him to come over to meet with you. So what
Okay.
all is going to be happening here?
Dramage, I need you to. I'm speaking in his mind, and I'm going to essentially convey with feelings and with like stuff that his brain can put into words, but I myself will not. Of what is going to happen and the fact that I am friendly and with Mordenkainen and Leomund currently trying to rescue you. Essentially, I just need you to stay right next to me in about 1 minute 30 seconds.
Okay. I
And
will.
wonderful. In that 1 minute 30 seconds, after the speech goes awry
After
and the
Vecna
light,
comes,
yes,
lights.
I make sure to like stay like out of eyesight from as many people as possible, even like ducking behind and below Drawmage as much as possible. And as soon as things like start kicking off, that is when I am going to expand my genocide bubble around Drawmage.
It takes 10
And
minutes to cast that spell.
oh frick, really? Oh, I should have given myself 10 minutes. Okay. Uh In that case, I will sequester myself and him again, or I'll just sequester him and then I will return to the world. Like
Um,
before the Big Bang goes off, I will let myself slip back into normal time.
a creature who is sequestered can still be targeted by stuff. Like you can sequester Osm because he is relatively obscure here. Vecna isn't actively hunting him down.
Okay.
Vecna is headhunting Drawmage. Now you can sequester Drawmage. He will fall into a state of sequestered suspended animation. But that just makes Vecna's job easier for him.
That's fair. I don't have time for this. Hold your breath. I will tell him to hold his breath.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a
Does
concordance check with disadvantage.
hmm,
You do have
2.
bless.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Bless. Okay, so first one's a 16. The second one not as good. 14 plus bless. I can get 18 here. Ah, it fell. It's a 4. It's a 4. It's on the floor, but it's a 4. Do we count that? Do I need to re-roll?
You're good. You're good.
Okay, 18.
18 total.
Yes.
You kind of panic in this moment. Like this is all new. Um, you cast. You're going to sequester Drawmage, but do you go through with
Well,
that?
no, what for the holding breath? I want to put him in my portable hole and then bring him back with me.
You're gonna have to unfurl that. Like
Uh,
portable hole has to be opened up.
that's I have a few seconds. Do I not?
You do.
Can I
Do you have
can I
the
use those seconds?
space?
Right now in the hole there is pretty much
No, no,
nothing.
no, no,
I
no.
think
Do you are you going to be able to get the space at the party on the
um
floor to open up the portable hole?
I mean uh that being seen, I don't know. Well, I guess up to this point I don't know what's happened. With the chaos that's going on, I might because I don't know what's currently happening, I might be able to be seen a little bit and not compromise myself.
Okay.
I'm going to risk this. I will essentially make room as everyone's sort of panicking with the lights going up
hey, hey,
to unfurl
you know the
this.
one person that's actually in the room that you do know that might actually believe you?
I do not want to risk the fact that Tsubaki came back, yeah, although dead, to change anything. And I know
Okay.
Tsubaki themselves is going to at least survive the first part of this without my intervention, or at least maybe
Okay.
with my intervention. I don't know, because yeah, I'm going to attempt this.
Okay, you crowd control people out of a 10-foot square, and you pop down a portable hole.
I tell him to get in and hold his breath.
Okay, Dromage. There are people around you looking like this is a kidnapping right now.
That's fine.
Dromage looks nervous, but he will do the same. He will go ahead and do it.
I will pick up the hole and uh, try to go back. Like I will end my concentration on the spell that is holding me to this time.
Okay. Okay. And in a brief second after Echo disappeared from the table there, skated across time and space, he reappears in the war room.
I feel like I puke out something. I don't know if it's blood or vomit or some other non-corporeal fluid, but I feel like
Both.
something comes out of me as
All.
I
He
take
looks like a wreck.
uh, uh, hole, the hole. I will as I'm like sort of laying on the table, I'm going to move to the hole to someone in the center.
Unfurl the hole.
Okay.
And while that's unfurling, I am going to, as quickly as I can, start plane shifting to the echo. So to the exact spot where I left the sequester to end at this moment,
Okay.
and grab it, and I will give that to Zace. While I'm essentially frail on the ground, even with turning my nerves off, you can tell that Echo is just freaking spent.
Are you okay?
I hold out
He's
a
in a pinchy situation.
glowing blue gem that radiates with light to you.
Um,
It
uh,
is much nicer than any other Echo Shard you've seen before. It is pristine. It is intact. It is not. It is not roughly hewn. It is not broken.
It is what we are. That is awesome.
listen. I
And
take the
you
gem
just
and
feel a warmth kind of permeate around you.
thank you.
How is Dramage?
You open up the portal and Dromage steps out.
We got him!
I could only get one. Gah. Is this how pain normally feels? It
Just
sucks.
catch somebody. You'll be
Uh,
fine.
You have several levels of exhaustion right now.
Yeah. Like I feel like just by like moving slightly, my whole hand like is still like vibrating through space time. So it's like I move something and it's just like constantly vibrating and shaking and like I'm trying to still center here.
Several of the clerics will come over and begin restoring you.
Thank you. Dromage, welcome back.
You're saying I died there.
It looked that way.
It must have been a trick of the light.
Well, obviously, you didn't.
I mean, you should ask where your friends
Well,
are.
you have my gratitude.
Oh, gee, thanks. It was part of the plan. What is currently Lehman's and Mordenkainen's view?
They are astounded that you were able to do this.
I didn't have enough time to get everyone on this go round, but maybe in a few days after I'm back, we can go again. But
How many times do you think you should be popping up there?
as many as it might take. But I don't know if I can go to the same place twice, even. It's complicated.
You know who you should think about getting next, Jacob? Just a suggestion drop.
Do you really want to bring Sabaki back? It seems.
No. I was thinking of that dragon lady that helped Tsubaki the first time she was trying to heal Gromage.
I do think Jealousy is the next best option.
Yeah,
That's fair.
she's
The
she was
reason
the
why
most
I
adult. Yeah,
the reason why Echo went for Dromage is because I feel like Dromage would have. It is the most likely to go with Echo at that moment because he'd had past interactions with
Yeah.
Echo. With Jalurtzi,
Jayertzi?
we've seen each other, but I don't know if Jalurtzi would have even agreed to go with.
We did help her commission her machine in the Ender City,
That is
but I
true.
do agree with the notion that Drawbridge would be the quickest to trust us. We did save him from the initial Echo Shard explosion
Yes.
when he was in form.
Well,
And then
it
the
is.
rest, I'm not sure about.
Well, it is possible at the very least, if not extremely taxing.
You hear the sound of thunder cracking above you as there are large, like if you go outside, you will see everyone kind of looking up as there are large tears in the sky that lead towards Ontgrow. Just
That
thunder begins
can't
to
be good.
radiate that way.
That cannot be good.
That is not good.
Well, is this like Vecna? Is this like a Vecna
Yeah,
invasion?
this
or
is a
that...
Vecna thing.
Okay,
This
cool.
is him
I
doing
was
a
like,
thing.
I don't know if that was us
Well,
or
what's he
if that was
doing?
Vecna for a second. All right, I guess Vecna's taking the fight to us. We have at
Whoa.
least one more wizard.
Oh.
Mordenkainen, Lehman, thoughts?
Gromage,
Dramage?
Does
he's here now too.
Drawbridge?
does Dromage's like dragon god person notice they're alive now?
Yes.
They're back in the world. Okay.
one. A
You
single light flashes. Sorry, continue.
You all hear a message in your minds. Where is that?
Clean up on aisle 5. Clean up on
Oh
aisle
god,
5.
he has something written.
The, the, the magic and mythical potions have crash landed. We don't know what's down there, so beware.
Your gods have burned your magics for the last time. Seek the Ebony Tower to ascend to their level and beyond.
Thanks
Now,
for follow
was
him.
that
This was a message in my brain.
That's for everybody.
Was that
Everybody gets
Vecna?
that. Yes, it was.
Okay. I was like, I didn't know if that was okay. At this point, I don't know if Vecna would be the one attacking us, Dromage's dragon god, or just like the continuum of time. It's a toss up for me at this point. All right. I feel better. Perhaps down a few magics, but
We gotta get out of this tower.
yeah. What is the plan? I talked to everyone, including Dramage, Mordenkainen, Leomund, the clerics.
Seeing as you just did all the legwork, why don't we make one of the big wizards teleport us out of here so we can make a plan to come back and deal with this? Because
Right
you
away.
seem like you're inducted. That's my thinking.
Mordenkainen
go to
would
the
be
sea.
right away to that. You're saying where to go?
Either Seaview or his place, wherever,
Wherever we can get the most reinforcements. We have some at Seaview. I don't know if you have much more.
We have allies here, but if you have,
we could always set up a gate to bring some of your people from your place over to our place, and we've got some good defenses.
Let's
Okay.
go to the
This way.
garrison.
to the
Yeah.
garrison.
Also, can I take Zagara aside for just 1 second?
Sure.
Either while the teleportation's being prepared or after we get there.
Okay.
Zagra, these I'm going to give you 2 sets. One that is very painful, so be careful. One that is fairly regular, and they're 2 sets of magic suppressing manacles. I need you to keep these for whenever we come face to face with actual Vecna.
I already had 2 of these. I'll add them to the others.
Do you have the spike ones though?
I
Not the
don't
ones we got from
think
the
so.
Underdark. Okay. You will need the spike ones. It will at least give him a false sense of security that he can get them off.
If you can get more than one set on him, go ahead.
Yes. Fair. But that is the idea. All right. Well, then I'll keep the other part of the set, but the spike one, feel free to keep
I'm
on
staying close to Zagra this round. I want to see what happens with the cuffs.
you. All right. And I also
I'll see
hand
what I can do
you.
with the cuffs.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
We find
I'll
his
also
body,
hand you a quick scroll of Dimension Door in case you need to get to or away from somewhere.
Nice. Okay.
I'll start a line of credit. I kid. All right. To Seaview, how fast do you think your Kresh can pull together for an army?
As quick as it takes. As quick as you need is what I meant to say.
They can mobilize at a drop of the hat. Like they are,
As quick as you need.
yeah, they are ready to go. They're always ready.
Wonderful. All right, away.
All right. The entire crew here, the four of you, the
Mari.
three of the Circle of Eight, Mari, the clerics, Mordenkainen, casts a teleport spell, and you arrive outside of the garrison.
Wonderful.
Get in.
Yep. I feel like me, Zagra, and Kara might just fly over while while we essentially pull the gate open.
And you see that the pattern in the sky, that just seems like tearing at the fabrics of reality. It extends over this way too. It is.
Oh, it's a big
Everywhere.
boy.
It's a big boy. It looks like it's going across the
That's a-
entire continent.
That's a huge tear.
It also
yeah, and-
leads towards Onkro.
While that's all happening, like while we bamf away, I want to make sure to grab the plate, just in case someone might have forgotten it. I just want to
Yeah.
make a point that
That's-
I will grab it if no one else.
No.
Is it fully together, or can you grab everyone grab a piece? So,
Everyone could grab a piece because it's not. It doesn't heal itself.
It can reseparate. That's
It
why
can
I was wondering.
reseparate. Yes.
It's probably best if we keep it separate in case,
I'll
just to
take
be
my
safe.
piece.
Yeah, go for it. I'll grab mine.
And Liam will take his as well.
Yep. I'll toss him his, or I'll hand him his.
If you toss it,
Yes.
you are going to form enemies today.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I quickly clarified.
You might have just saved one of their friends and given a path to creating the world, to saving the world. But at the same time, if you mess with his plate.
I mean, it is sort of an ancient artifact from my people. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
All right, let's get going.
Okay.
Will this be our fighting ground, or will Arungar?
I'm good to go.
So where do we meet Vecna?
I say right on his home turf. Let's go to Ankaro. Does no one else have any other ideas?
Sorry,
I
I
was
was
sitting
like,
there thinking.
I was also waiting. I was like, oh yeah.
That's also. I was thinking, honestly, why wait for him? He's gonna be tearing things apart.
If he's
come.
already gotten this
Round
far,
up
I
the
think it
gift.
might be best just to go to him as fast as possible. Yeah.
Meet him
Round
halfway.
up the gift.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You can round together a unit of infantry. Of Gith infantry.
And grab the bird.
Are you
And grab the
taking your
bird.
phoenix? I
Oh,
was gonna
yeah.
say,
Yes, just got the bird.
please don't leave the phoenix at home.
Okay.
No, we need the bird.
Absolutely. Bring all of your broken stuff.
I have
Yep.
the weird. Does by the way, has the spear said anything to me this entire time?
It mostly reacts. It doesn't
Yeah.
have eyes to see.
Oh, you're right.
So, if you ask it questions, it can answer.
Are you gonna join the battle?
I will fight by your side.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what.
That's such a direct answer. Heck yeah.
Okay, right. No, I shall use you then.
Good news with magic, though, it should be at least 1/8 on. For at least, wizards and so on.
Um,
Hopefully.
you hear a thundering roar from the skies, followed by another, then another, then more.
All right. Shall we? Away? Is the army ready with all their equipment?
The army is ready.
Okay.
Army
This
has
is. I just want to
assembled.
make. I want to make clear this is Jacob, not Echo or Catch. Just to you, Sarah / Sagra. Speech.
I wanted to.
I'm not good at speeches.
That's fair. I mean, I just thought, commanding the Gith Crash, silver sword in hand, I thought it was a prime opportunity.
Is there any place safe I can put the Cosm's gem?
I think on you
On
right
your
now is
person?
probably the safest place it can be.
I'm so scared. I feel it's so precious to me.
Mm-hmm.
Inside Mari?
That's also what I was thinking, like in the saddle. But I'm nervous. I'm just like so anxious about it. Like just carry it, like not carrying it, but like having it on me in the battle. I mean, I guess I'll put it on Mari with
It's
the
really the
plate.
safest for it to be.
Yeah.
Mari with the plate. And that's kind of where I've been putting my stuff, anyways.
Like as much as you can protect that thing, protect it. Like we went through so much.
Yeah, Mari. This is awesome. Please, just as the plate, both of them safe. And I'm just gonna put it like in the little zipper of the pouch or whatever in the saddle.
Mari understands entirely.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ride Mari.
Okay. So are you guys gonna teleport to Aunt Grow?
Seems like the plan.
Okay.
All of us.
Ready. And go, 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 go. Into the
Morden.
circle, into the circle.
To war.
Kinda.
To war. Mordenkainen will open up another portal. And you arrive at Aunt Grow.
In a field of dead silence and smoke arises a battlefield.
Okay.
For the world all home.
And you approach the tower. You arrive there. And you see Koss and his band of mercenaries have arrived as well. Sword drawn, ready to go.
We have Brahmins, don't we?
Hell yeah.
Do we have anybody who can
we have
cast
Drummond.
fireball down upon their head?
We have at least 3 wizards here. There's going to be at least 1 fireball.
Please.
Hey,
Please.
Drummond, could you go dragon real fast?
On cause?
Oh yeah, this is Dromage like 5 seconds ago was at a party.
Yeah.
This is
This is
And
a
now he's
lot.
extremely jarring.
This is a lot for him.
We thought we traumatized Mordenkainen. Frick, Dromage.
I mean,
Like,
he's sitting there
He went
looking at
from
Morgan
a party
and he's like,
to war.
To a war about a year and a half in the future.
I
Or,
mean,
no,
at
it was,
least he's alive to
I
be
guess it
back
was more like a few months. Yeah, fair.
I mean, it's a year off his life.
It has been at least a year.
Yeah.
Well,
It's,
Party? Okay.
yeah, since the party it's been over a year.
I forget if the party was before or after the gap. So
It was before the gap.
okay, makes sense.
You took it afterward because it was like, we need time to figure this out.
Yeah.
We just let shit run to the depths of badness, and we're coming out, halfway even at this point. It's still a toss up who's gonna win.
Yep.
That's it.
All right. Well, so you here are at the gates of Auntgrow, ready to go, and standing before you, adorned in wizardly garb, is the wizard Vecna.
I know that guy.
Is it the real one?
And I think that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Ah.
I was hoping you'd say that. I'm like,
Yeah,
like
it felt really
I
good.
was hoping
Yeah.
you'd say that. That's a good place to leave it off.
I'm like, this is a great.
Boo. Boo.
I have
Nope.
to
Alright.
prep
Let's kill
a
Vecna.
giant battle map here.
No, I completely understand.
This is going to be a rather large and kind of ridiculous battle.
Oh,
Are you gonna be like splitting off
Okay.
and like sharing characters with Jacob or something to get this done, or are you just? I'm just wondering.
Honestly, having us like take a character is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like I play Zagra and I play Dramage, let's say.
I also have a question of like the spear, the not spear,
Yes.
could I
Here.
get like does it have a stat thingy?
Yes, it does, and I will get that to you. So here. Where is a pen when I need it most?
You always have a pen on hand because I hear you clicking it all the time. Why do you not have one now?
That is a great question. Give me just 1 second.
Yeah, I got tired of not finding pens, so I went out and bought a bunch of them and just dumped them in my purse. Because everybody's always asking me
I
a pen, and then there was like this
Yeah,
one time I
pens in
did.
a purse is a great idea.
I
Mhm.
stopped putting pens in like places actually because I had one. I had like in my home, like a little cabinet right next to connected to my desk. And one time it exploded, and everything in that cabinet has ink on it, and it is awful.
Yeah,
Okay.
a good way to clean up ink spills, just so you know, alcohol.
Some of that stuff was like money.
Oh,
It's the
Definitely.
worst.
No.
Young me, why did you do that?
it's okay.
Yeah.
I've busted so many pens for different reasons. Like sometimes they'll bust when it's really cold, and then
I've got
sometimes
a pen. There's this type of pen that I really like for inking by traditional drawings,
Mhm.
but the way I hold it if a seal, so it just gets ink everywhere. But it's so good for inking, I just tolerate it.
Mhm.
So what if my hands are a mess at the end of it?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. So, if you guys would like to take some of the wizard stat blocks, I would be happy to get those ready over the next coming week and pass those off to you as I have them.
I'm down. I'll take Vecna. I mean, if we're just
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. No, he's mine.
I jump off a cliff.
Mine.
Ah!
He's mine.
He is mine.
I love that Andrew's being territorial.
I would love the most silliest one. I don't know
The
why.
most-
And now you have challenged Andrew to a wizard's duel. Beware, Jacob.
I don't think it's much me challenging Andrew to a wizard's duel. I think it's just us challenging Vecna to a war.
Because
Or
Which
vice
is
versa.
basically now a wizard's duel.
you guys can go and get the Gith. He's got the Agents of Black Iron. He's got the Nothics.
Okay.
Like he has an army of his own, but like right now it is just him.
Fair.
Is this how it? This is how it feels to be on the other side of the Ezahar war, what isn't it?
Mm.
Just what can we get to defeat this one man?
A
I mean, I
dinosaur.
have maze.
You go.
Can I do cause?
Oh yeah.
I'll take Mordenkainen, if that's cool.
Okay.
Although I don't
I'm
mind
up for
anyone.
whoever.
I've got Leomund, I've got Dromage.
There's also the clerics.
There are also clerics.
Star, you want to be a guy that was at a party a minute ago?
Yeah, that sounds like the most silliest one. I want the goofies.
Yeah,
Okay.
not even in like full battle gear yet. Still in like silken robes.
Yeah.
It just sounds like me. Especially if it's a mage. I don't know what's with me with playing magic people. It is like I need to be silly. Can I do this weird?
I don't mind taking over a cleric
Cleric?
if you
Gotcha.
guys need me to.
Yeah.
I can like if you want less strain, I can take up to like maybe 3 characters.
I could do the same. If you give me like 2 healers, put me in 2 different locations and whatever group I'm in with.
Okay.
Go with it.
I'm used to running at least a few.
Well,
I got
I will
hard.
pass you Leomund as well then, Jacob.
Okay, works for me. I'm the tri-wizard trifecta.
Who do you have?
Leomund, myself, and Mordenkainen.
Oh wow.
That will be a lot of spells.
Yes.
But you'll have the spell list basically pulled up and going and
Hey,
It
I'm
gets
also
got the
gonna
screen for this, so it's
honestly,
good.
my own spells are gonna be probably more complicated than any single wizard spell
yes. Yes,
because
they
of
will.
my whole deal.
All
But
right.
you've got
Well,
some good stuff.
I'm getting off, guys.
All right.
Boy,
I will be
Fair.
working on these stat blocks and such and getting them out to you. Good luck,
Take your
everybody.
time. Yeah, you too.
I will let you know if I end up needing a bit more time because this is a lot of
That's
stuff.
true.
So
If you
That's
don't give us a
fair.
session next week, we can always wait till the week after.
okay, I'm not saying it will be, but I am saying it might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see you, everybody.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
boy.
Night.
I'm also gonna head out.
Bye,
Have a good
Desi.
night. Bye.
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 And then there were 3.
And then there were 3.
The same 3 there usually are.
Yeah. Well, so
Yeah.
you have a proof of concept that does work.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, the fact that we can get one allows further refinement and getting down the line. That is positive plus.
No, that means that you're gonna have to survive the battle in order to get the rest of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That does in fact mean that. But I feel good. I have my spells, I have my scrolls, I have my wits and my know-how. I have the necrophage, as well as twisty, twisty space time box that is inert.
Yep.
Got that. Got some blood Egain, vial of Belbdud de Egain,
Yep.
the poison.
Got poison.
Good. Got some immovable rods. Honestly, I just regret that we didn't pull up the ship to this battle.
Oh, yeah. Oof. I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Could be interesting.
Yep. This will probably be like multiple sessions of combat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like,
This is gonna be some Warhammer 40k type stuff.
yeah.
Never played.
There's a lot.
It's detailed.
Uh, Imagine campaign to North Africa.
Oh,
I've never played.
it's not that complicated. You don't have to research gas caps in order to prevent passive evaporation.
That's fair. There we go.
But yeah, no. Warhammer is complicated. Campaign to North Africa is
Complicated to a ridiculous manner.
yeah. I believe it was
like watching people take the minis.
Yeah. Oh, the minis are great.
They're pretty.
They really are.
And Andrew's gonna have to split his brain into 50 pieces to play this
yeah.
next game.
Like you've seen how detailed and long initiative trackers can be for this campaign. This is going to be a big one.
Fair.
Whew.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. Like this is going to be the end of the campaign.
Yep. We got there.
We got there.
We got there eventually.
Vecna's gonna make it all work out. Sure. It's all gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. Nothing will ever go wrong. Ever.
Right.
Speaking of nothing will ever go wrong ever, shall I curse a Strahd?
Yes, Curse of Stratus.
We got the Blood Moon session.
Blood
Yeah,
Moon
I also
session.
Blood Moon session. I also have Digimon pulled up as well.
Nice.
For vibes. We're not gonna do all of them because some of these are just meh.
I also sent a message to Jacob about this, but might as well say it here. I found tier lists for Pokemon generations 1 through 5, so we could vibe check those too.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
I will say I have played Pokemon, so I know more than just the vibe check for a lot of Pokemon.
I have some Pokemon cards. Sarah will see when she gets here how many there are. There's not a lot.
Fair. I used to have Pokemon cards. Never learned to play the game.
I also don't play the trading card game. I just collect the cards. But I have to imagine, Andrew, that one of those Pokemon cards is the custom Hazel card I gave to my friends.
I do have that card. It is not a part of my album because that was formed when I was like 8. But I do have the custom Hazel card. I know exactly where it is right now. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, is this the Minecraft server?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing some stuff.
There we go. Just doing a quick save. I save
Oh.
periodically, just in case something goes wrong, and I'm like, oh, I'll save it, and then if you need me to back it up, I'll come back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That
this
probably
is
would have
the
been a
view.
good thing to do after you nuked all the entities in into one area.
We didn't have a save that was soon enough for that one, which is
It
why this
happens occasionally.
started. Yeah.
It's all good.
So,
Yes, Curse of Strahd.
Yes.
as the sun sets in the horizon, a cold wind blows through Vallaki. Clouds darken the sky. On the roof of Blue Water Inn, the 8 cats cower and hiss at the eastern skies before darting in all directions. Inside Blue Water Inn, Irina suddenly collapses. She starts convulsing as though having a seizure, and all she could say is, "He's coming." The clouds slowly part, revealing a red moon that casts a red light upon the land. The blood moon has risen. The Martikovs spring into action by securing the curtains closed and stacking tables and chairs against the already barricaded windows and doors. The parents yell for the kids to go upstairs while warning the others not to let anything inside. It's not until then realized that Shannon is outside. She rolls her curse save and fails.
Dun dun dun.
As the red moon crests over the horizon, Shannon sits up straight on the roof, confused. Then her eyes go wide in realization. As the moon fully comes over the horizon, her green irises grow to fill her entire eyes, while her pupils contract into cat-like slits. Orange tabby fur grows along her entire body. She has transformed. As that happens, the skies above Vallaki fill with a black swarm. Bats. Innumerable bats. Way too many bats, as Zane put it. A vile mist swirls among the bat swarm, and from this mist comes a voice, which is heard over the entirety of Barovia. Let's see if I can nail this accent again. Come, my minions, rise for your master. Let your evil shine. Find her now. Irina whimpers he's here as the bats and mist descend into town, attacking everyone caught outside. Shannon panics and ascends the outside walls of the inn, intending on climbing the town walls and hiding in the forest nearby until the blood moon ends. Estelle and Till debate on if they should go outside and what to do once they are out there. As these things happen, multiple other things are occurring. In the shopping district, a man screams. Moments later, 6 vampire spawns pour out of his shop, some through the door, others by crawling out of the windows. These spawns immediately join the fray and attack. From the east, they hear distant hooves approaching the gate. As the sound near the gates, it suddenly cuts off, then resumes inside the town walls. Shannon is able to catch a glimpse of flame streak by as Bucephalus the Nightmare gallops down the main road. Two riders, two more vampire spawns, jump from the Nightmare's back and join the fight. From the west, from somewhere beyond the town walls, the clanking of a heavy crossbow pierces through the night. Lastly, in the north, two lightning bolts crash through the trees and the woods across the lake. Strangely, it looks as though the lightning
I think you cut out. Sarah? Oh no. You there, Jacob? Hello?
Hi, I can hear you now. Sarah?
Sarah? I think she's crashing.
Ruh-roh.
Okay.
Hello?
You're back.
Hi, just switched from my crappy ass home internet to the mobile hotspot as usual.
Gotcha. A
Jacob,
streak of
here.
lightning crashed overhead.
Yeah. ... Yep.
Actually, it looks as though the lightning crackles upwards towards the skies from an unseen force rather than down from the clouds. Estelle and Till reached the conclusion that they must leave town. It's too dangerous to stay. They need to go find Shannon and then go find somewhere away from Lackey to lay low until the sun rises. Rictavio is also anxious to get out there to try to help stop the attacking. Especially since, according to Ismark, Strahd has arrived in Vallaki. Danica warns them that once they are out at the inn, they aren't going to risk letting them back inside until the blood moon is over. That is a risk the three of them are willing to take. As Rictavio heads to the door and starts removing the blockade, Estelle pulls Till over to have a little talk. I'm paraphrasing here as best as I can, but here's pretty much exactly what she said. Till, I haven't told anyone this because I didn't want anyone to hate me, but I'm a werewolf, and I've heard the Red Moon is really not good for lycanthropes. Till immediately freaks out and backs away into Rictavio. He completely changes his mind about wanting to go out into the Blood Moon with Estelle. Especially as Estelle explains herself, she may transform and lose control over herself and start attacking anyone nearby. He even accuses her of potentially working with Strahd due to her lycanthrope nature, but she counters this by pointing out they knew each other long before arriving in Barovia. After much discussion and debate, Till comes up with the plan that he and Rictavio will leave Blue Water Inn first and get some distance away. After about a minute or two, Estelle will leave Blue Water in, and if she remains in control, she can join up with them. If she loses control, then they should be far enough away from her to be in any danger from her. Estelle agrees to this plan. Octavio and Till open the door just enough for them to slip out into the chaos of the blood moon. Buildings are burning, bats are swarming, people are dying. They head around the back of Blue Water Inn and start heading towards the northern gate, the closest way out of town from their current location. A minute later, Estelle similarly opens the door and exits Blue Water Inn. As soon as she is out, Danica sets up the barricade again, not wanting to risk anything further. Out of respect and reverence for Salune, Estelle looks up to the red crescent rune, the crimson reflecting in her eyes as her pupils shrink into slits, followed by the horrible sound of flesh ripping and tearing as Estelle transforms into her werewolf form. But she remains in control over herself. With her heightened wolf senses, she is able to track Till's scent and follows it, catching back up with him with relative ease. As all of that happens, Shannon reaches the wooden log wall of the lackey. She climbs up it with ease thanks to her claws and cat-like nature. When she reaches the top, where the logs have been sharpened into points, she makes a dexterity save to avoid taking damage and succeeds. She climbs down the other side of the wall and runs into the forest. The crossbow sound gets louder the deeper in she goes, until eventually she stumbles out into a small clearing with a crater at the center. In the middle of that crater is Chester, firing his crossbow against a horde of Strahd zombies. Most of the zombies are down in there with Chester approaching him, while others are descending into the crater from the edge. He is holding his own decently, but there is the risk of him getting overwhelmed. Shannon runs up to one of the Strahd zombies that's preparing to descend into the crater and pounces on it, tearing into it but not killing it immediately. Initiative is rolled. Highlights of the fight. I completely forgot I gave Chester an ability that lets him essentially disengage away from enemies as a reaction to getting hit, or at the very least, would lessen the damage he takes. Something to remember if he gets into a combat situation again. We haven't fought with lycanthrope forms yet, so Shannon forgot to add her improved dexterity modifier to her damage rolls, resulting in pretty low damage rolls for a character of her level. We eventually made that realization and corrected the damage in post, and things went by faster. Since Chester's crossbow does piercing damage, and Shannon's attack rolls were low, because she wasn't adding her dex mod, the Strahd zombies did not lose limbs that would then get added to the initiative count. Probably a good thing here, but also something to remember for future encounters with Strahd zombies. This ability of theirs triggers on bludgeoning and slashing damage. Towards the end of the fight, Chester has backed up against the crater's wall as the last two Strahd zombies close in. Shannon leaps down from the rim of the crater and pounces on one of the Strahd zombies. I let her make this attack roll with advantage due to the high ground and this being a cat-like thing to do. But I would like to mention that her first roll was a natural one. We all jokingly agreed that would have resulted in her accidentally pouncing on Chester. Second roll was much more of a success. Shannon pins one of the strong zombies under her and proceeds to rip off its head, a portion of the spinal column coming out with it. Chester draws the hidden dagger from his inner thigh and finishes off the other strong zombie, then proceeds to disengage away from the werecat and crouch behind a nearby fallen tree. Shannon and Chester make eye contact for a moment before Shannon resumes her, and I quote, panicked zoomies through the woods. Chester might have previously expressed interest in trying to hunt one of the rumored large cats. Even though he's only heard of a gray one and a black one, Shannon's orange werecat form would have qualified. However, in my mind, Chester was pretty injured here. He knew he was near his limit and that attacking the werecat would pose a much greater risk than leaving it alone and hoping it leaves him alone in return. In addition, Chester recognizes that the werecat just got him out of a tough situation. He very likely could have survived the fight on his own, judging by the rolls that were being made, but he also could have been more injured without the help. All this to explain why Chester didn't attack Werecat Shannon, but he was ready to defend himself if it came to it. Shannon eventually finds a small cave to hide out in and hunkers down for the rest of the blood moon. Vectatil, Weristel, and Rictavio. As they run to the northern gate, they come to a section of road with wooden parade floats from past festivals. Multiple buildings are on fire here. As they near a crossroads, a pair of panicked townspeople run towards them, but are stopped in their tracks as a flaming horse materializes in front of them. The nightmare rears on its hind legs and kicks one of the townspeople in the head, killing him instantly. The battle begins. Highlights. Bucephalus kills the other townsperson in a similar manner before shifting his focus to the party, just because he could. Till was able to cast Grease under the nightmare to get it to fall over for one round. The nightmare's fire did not cause the grease to alight. Bucephalus may unintentionally be a fantastic counter against Till, since the vast majority of Till's spells are fire-based and nightmares are completely immune to fire damage. In addition, those who ride the nightmare acquire fire resistance. Suddenly, Bucephalus goes up in smoke and disappears. Rictavio warns the others that the nightmare has entered the ethereal plane and that they must continue to be on their guard. Moments later, farther away from the party, the nightmare reappears with two vampire spawns, one halfling, one dwarf. The spawns jump from Bucephalus' back and approach the party while Bucephalus retreats to fight another day. Highlights. The dwarf grappled Till and clung on to him for basically the entire fight, unable to actually bite Till from that position. Eventually, Till has the genius idea to drop flat on his back, prone, with the dwarf vampire spawn pinned under him. This works. Octavio takes advantage of this by crouching down and stabbing at the dwarf vampire spawn. After finishing off the halfling, Estelle goes over to Till and the dwarf, both prone, one trapped under the other. She decides to physically pick up Till and the dwarf and hold them in the air for a bit. As both of them look very confused, Estelle turns Till and the dwarf around before setting them back down and attacking the dwarf from there. With the combination of the dwarf latched onto him and Estelle's pick up and turn maneuver, Till loses some will to live. He begs for Estelle to either throw him and the dwarf into the fires or to attack more recklessly in the hopes they both can be freed from this. Eventually, Estelle is able to tear her from Till, rips the dwarf's arms out of their sockets, then tears them clean off. With that, Octavio encourages them to keep moving. The northern gate isn't too much farther. As they near the gate, Octavio and Till rush ahead to open it since the guards are elsewhere. Estelle takes a glance around and spots a figure standing on a roof, observing them silently. It's Strahd von Zarovich. He stands there menacingly as they open the dwarven gate and head out. He doesn't stop them. He doesn't say anything to them. He just watches them. The group runs north and reaches the lakeshore, where things seem relatively calm in comparison to town. They head slightly back into the woods and find a suitable place where they can stay the night and wait out the blood moon. During her watch, Estelle spots a pair of glowing yellow eyes about 100 feet away from where they've made camp. Closer inspection reveals a large gray werecat, which keeps its distance the entire night. The sun rises and the blood moon is over. Estelle and Shannon revert to their true forms. The gray werecat is gone. The separated parties immediately go about trying to fight each other. 3 hours later, they meet back up on another part of the lakeshore. Shannon is visibly disturbed as she meets back up with the rest of the party, complete with a 1,000-yard stare. Then she completely snaps, exclaiming that she needs to get out of these accursed lands now. As Octavio points out, they already know what they must do in order to leave Barovia. Find the other items they need, find a wizard who will aid them, and once that's done, they need to head to Castle Ravenloft and slay Strahd von Zarovich. They just need to actually go do the quest demanded of them. However, Octavio informs them that he will not be accompanying them any further. He will be returning to Vallaki to help the injured and with recovery efforts. And, since Estelle informed him she saw Strahd, he'll also see if Strahd is still in Vallaki. The party wonders what their next move should be. They all seem eager/anxious to do the main quest. So while Estelle does seem somewhat interested in the Haunted Dragon Mansion, she admits it's a side quest compared to everything else. Same thing for going to the Wizard of Wine so she can kick his ass. But she plans on doing that on the way to a main quest location in that direction. Currently, their options are go to Yester Hill and kill the druids to retrieve the holy symbol of Ravenkind. This is also where they need to go for Till's side quests on destroying the Golthias tree. Break into Castle Ravenloft and enter the catacombs to retrieve the Sun Sword from a dead man. From DM to player, I suggested they do this one last so that they don't have to break back out of Castle Ravenloft in order to retrieve anything else or do any other side quests. They could just stay in the castle and go right to the fight against Strahd. Find the Bad Mage, aka Wizard a threat, and restore his sanity so he'll join them in the final battle. Estelle also proposes that he might help out with some of the other stuff. Yester Hill and Castle Ravenloft are a much longer walk away, with the Bad Mage being just across the lake. There's even an old dock with some boats they can take. So they decide they are off to see the wizard. I let them get to level 5 since a lot happened during that blood moon. I'll I'll be holding off a bit longer for the next level up since it feels like there's been a lot of those in a relatively few amount of sessions. And that was the Blood Moon.
Nice.
Questions?
I mean, I kind of asked you mine already.
I mean, that's true.
None for me.
But nice. Yeah, sounds like it was a fun game.
Good session. And now we've got session 8. Let me just refresh the recording.
It also just now reoccurs to me from re-looking at the Digimon tier list. We haven't even touched on Digimon freaking the Digimon Ultimate Hybrids, which is Digimon fusing with kids.
What?
Yeah,
So they
it's
wait.
they combine. Although to be fair, the look they have when they do combine is pretty cool. Mostly the Digimon just kind of looks like armor, but
Consensually on both parts, right?
yes.
Okay.
Frontier is what I was thinking of.
The party sets out across Lake Zarovich in their small boat, heading to the opposite shore. It's quiet, and a fog hangs over the water. Eventually, they reach an island that they couldn't see from the lakeshore. Till and Estelle express some interest in it. Shannon, on the other hand, is laying in the fetal position, still troubled by the events of the Blood Moon. As Till gets closer, he starts to hear lute music. This especially gets Till's interest, and he asks if they can pull over and check out the island a little. They park the boat next to the wreckage of another boat and look around. Except for Shannon, who stays in the boat. They are immediately unsettled by the many bones on the island, but nevertheless, Till approaches a boulder with a lute on it. As he gets closer, he spots a pack laying against the same boulder. He searches it and finds 3 spell scrolls: Dispel Magic, Greater Restoration, and Speak with Dead, as well as 3 greater healing potions. He whispers a thank you, and he hears a charming voice say, "You're welcome," in reply. He looks around, doesn't see anyone, and calls Estelle over because he thinks someone is talking to him. Unbeknownst to Till, these items were provided by his god Braggy, god of music, performance, and friendship, to help them in restoring the sanity of, and hopefully ultimately befriending, the Mad Mage. Estelle heads over to a humanoid skeleton in front of an altar with a deer skull and spine and 2 dead ravens on it. There's also a beheaded teddy bear at the base of the rock the altar is on, and a half-gallon bottle of a red liquid. Hanging upside down from the skull's antlers are 2 bats. They are rather calm, despite how close Till and Estelle gets. One of them unfurls their wings and stretches, then refolds, which Estelle finds cute. They agree to cast Speak with Dead on the skeleton to see what it has to say about this island. Through the 5 questions, they learn that this person was shipwrecked onto the island because of something that lurks in the lake. The water itself was the threat. The skeleton does not know who the loot belonged to. The skeleton does know, however, that the altar is used by the Gulthias druids. Till climbs up onto the boulder and with the loot and picks it up to examine it more closely. The moment he picks up the loot, he hears some splashing and sloshing from the water. When he lowers the loot, the splashing ends. But then he picks it back up again, debating on if he should take it. Shannon pokes her head up and out of the boat to see what all is going on. She notices that the waterline of the island is creeping up the shore, and it seems to be approaching Till. She warns Till and Estelle that the island appears to be sinking. Till decides to leave the loot alone, but takes the rest of the scrolls and the potions. They get back in the boat and set off and reach the other shoreline without incident. Unbeknownst to them, this island is guarded by a water weird. Corrupted by the influences of Strahd and the Gothias druids, the water weird has become evil and greedy, demanding offerings or sacrifices in exchange for safe passages across the lake. The water weird is why the boats and docks near Vallaki have largely gone unused. Not leaving an offering isn't necessarily guaranteed to result in a water weird attacking, that depends on its own whims. However, taking an offering from it would result in that. The loot is an offering, possibly left by Braggy to ensure the group's safe passage, but it's also possible it's left behind much longer ago by someone else. Also, I had intended on having one of those bats attempt to take hair from a character so Strahd could better scry. But I forgot to do this before they left. So instead, unbeknownst to them, one of these bats was Strahd. Shortly after reaching the opposite shore, Estelle receives a sending from Van Richten. Due to recent events, Vistani are taking over Vallaki. Returning to Tower, Irina and Ismark are coming with. Did not find Strahd. You may reply. Estelle responds with, "Sorry to hear that. Went to the other side of the lake, looking for the wizard. See you at the tower later." After some discussion on how they are to find the mad mage in the woods, they decide to just head in and see what they find. As they walk through the woods and foothills of Mount Baratok, something just dropped on me. I don't know what it was. Ugh.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just water.
I mean, I
I'm hoping the strap of my earbuds just hit me particularly hard.
we'll say that just
Yeah.
for the good vibes, or the best case scenario.
As they walk through the woods and foothills of Mount Baratok, they come to an area where the trees and ground are scarred by lightning. One moment.
Take your time. Take your time.
I am back.
What's up? Welcome back.
Welcome back.
They come to an area where the trees and ground are scarred by lightning. This is the area where the lightning bolts were cast. Scattered throughout the area are dead wolves and swarms of rats, each one having been torched by the magic. Estelle notices some footprints on the ground leading away from this area and heading higher up the mountain. She resolves herself and informs the others that they are going to be mountain climbing. Till groans, Estelle seems fine with it. Shannon seems fine with it. Estelle asks, how could this possibly get any worse? It starts to snow. It got worse. They come to a collection of hill-like outcroppings with wide passes between them. As they walk through, Estelle spots an elk standing atop one of the hills, glaring down at the group with an intense expression. She finds this worrying. Elk don't do that.
Elk don't do that.
She grabs Shannon and points out the elk. The elk then snorts and leaps down from the hill towards them. As this elk soars through the air, it transforms into a man with wild hair, dark layered robes, and a simple tree branch staff. The mage lands, his staff glowing with magical potential. He calls the party vile servants of Strahd and screams at them to be gone. Initiative is rolled. I don't remember exactly what was said, but I just want to tell you that their reactions to this elk transforming were golden.
Mm,
I bet.
to be fair,
Oh.
the way that you just described it sounded very much out of like an erotic smut novel. Like, and then he transformed into a man with a staff glowing with arcane potential.
I can't hear it now without picturing. Curse you, Jacob.
Curse you, Jacob.
So I heard it. That's what I heard.
Highlights of this fight. The Mad Mage gets a surprise round and casts Web, entangling Estelle and Till, but Shannon is able to avoid the spell and not get trapped. Till casts Create Bonfire to burn away the webs. Estelle was able to break out of our next turn anyway, but this means he's able to get out with ease. A lightning bolt spell nearly took out Till and Estelle, with them surviving on 2 and 1 hit point respectively. Same turn, Shannon runs around and slashes the Mad Mage with a poison-coated dagger of venom, doing significant damage and inflicting the poison condition. Critically injured, the Mad Mage casts Time Stop.
Dun dun dun.
Everything except for him freezes in place as the flow of time halts. But the party is still aware of what's going on around them. They watch as the Mad Mage takes several steps back before doubling over, hemorrhaging from a major wound, probably that last poison one if we're being honest, before taking off running. Moments later, the flow of time resumes. Estelle and Till take a moment to heal before the party pursues, following the blood trail further up the mountain. Eventually, they find themselves walking on a wide ledge in the mountainside. To one side is the rocky wall of a cliff, while on the other is a small ledge overlooking the woods, which Till does not like. They soon find an ornate, out of place stone door in the cliff wall. Shannon searches it for traps and finds none, and learns the door is unlocked. She suggests one of them goes in, taking a stealthy approach. After Shannon and Estelle call not it, Till carefully hits the door and enters the space. Inside, Till finds himself in an exquisite space. Polished wood floors with plush blue area rugs. The place is well lit and warm, with a delicious aroma wafting from a nearby kitchen. Across from the door is a seating area with 2 chairs and a table between them. All set before a majestic hearth with a portrait of a man. A wizard wearing blue and white robes, sporting a goatee and wielding a strange bladed staff. I would like to note that upon seeing my map for this mansion, Zane said, and I quote, "This bitch has set up a bachelor pad at the side of the mountain."
Mm.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would.
Sitting in one of these chairs is the Mad Mage, his injuries being attended to by a number of translucent servants. None of them seem to have noticed Till. So, Till casts Hold Person, and it goes through. The Mad Mage freezes in place, terrified. At that point, Estelle enters. They approach the Mad Mage, who looks back fearfully, unable to do anything to stop their approach. Estelle goes straight up to him, lays a hand on his shoulder, and uses the spell scroll to cast Greater Restoration. The spell goes through as well. As the sanity returns to the Mad Mage's eyes, Till releases him from the Hold Person, and he almost immediately slumps in a chair. Estelle was very concerned by this, on account that he is still critically wounded. And while perhaps partially true, it was mostly because he needed a moment because everything has just come flooding back. As that happens, Shannon enters and starts looking around for valuables. The mage rises and looks them all over, then asks who they are. Shannon exclaims they are the people he just attacked, which the mage expresses great regret for. Estelle tells him they are there because they want to leave, and he knows what that requires. Yes, and he attempted to do so himself and failed. Asked if he would be willing to give another shot. He asked what they could do to help with this another shot. She tells him they found his spellbook and will soon be going to find the other objects they need to defeat Strahd. He takes great interest in this and asks if they happen to find his staff as well. No. The mage doesn't seem too upset or disheartened by this, though, saying he can soon determine the location of his staff himself. However, since they have it, he would very much like his spellbook back. Shannon is reluctant to just do so, however. After some thinking, she decides she's going to get something out of this exchange. She tells the mage that if he wants the spellbook back, then she wants access to the spell Etherealness as payment. The mage bluntly informs Shannon that it would take a long time to teach Shannon, a person with no magical education, a spell of that power. So, Shannon opts for an item to be enchanted with that spell instead. Though it will still take a few days, that is something he can do in a shorter time span. Shannon takes a cloak from Estelle and gives it and a spellbook over to the mage, though also gives him a quick wire to communicate he better not screw her over. A quick intimidation check clarifies he wasn't going to do that to begin with, but he certainly won't now. With that, the mage introduces himself as Mordenkainen and informs the party they are welcome to stay and rest inside the magnificent mansion. It is the least he can do after nearly killing him in his madness. He leaves them for a moment and goes to his study in order to determine the location of his staff. Something he is capable of doing through the crystal ball of true seeing in his study. While Mordenkainen is away, Estelle takes out the tome of Strahd for the others to read, cracking up because of how much of an edgelord Strahd is. Unfortunately, Shannon informs the party that she can't read cursive. At that moment, Bite pokes his head out and starts reading, which surprises Shannon. Later, Mordenkainen emerges from his study and sighs, informing the others that his staff is in the haunted mansion of Argynvostholt. He confirms with Estelle that Argynvostholt is the mansion said to be haunted by the ghost of a dragon. If he wants to regain his maximum potential, he is going to have to go there. But he doesn't necessarily have to go there immediately. The party discusses how long they should stay inside the mansion. The full moon is coming up the day after tomorrow, so lycanthropes like Shannon and Estelle would be better off if they stayed inside the mansion for 2 days so they would avoid exposure to the full moon. Something Shannon tries to point out without saying she's a lycanthrope and without knowing Estelle was one too. Estelle is more chill about her beastly side and is okay with going out under the full moon. Till is the tiebreaker, deciding they will stay 1 day inside the magnificent mansion before setting out. They decide they'll make a pit stop at Van Richten's tower on the way to Yester Hill for the druids. Then on the way back, they get kicked the Wizard of Line's ass. Something Mordenkainen is very confused on why they would want to do. Estelle explains her hatred of wine. Mordenkainen offers her tree, which she accepts and approves. Still, he condemns the idea and makes that condemnation known. Another topic of conversation that came up included the Vistani taking over Vallaki after what happened. Mordenkainen asks what happened exactly. Estelle answers with they killed everyone. Mordenkainen, shocked, asks if that includes Rictavio. No. He is relieved by that, but still somewhat concerned over the vagueness of everyone. Before going to sleep, Mordenkainen warns Shannon that while he can and will make a cloak of etherealness, it could expose her more to the nightmare. After Estelle and he explain what a nightmare is, Shannon becomes distraught. Not because of the magic item or because of the nightmare itself, but because of the wordplay. In the morning, the servants of the magnificent mansion serve them a fine breakfast, and Mordecai sees them off before starting work on a cloak. They return to where they left the boat and sail back across the lake. They take a look at the lackey from the outside, and it seems fine. It's not actively on fire, and they can hear a hammering as people repair the damage. Still, they decided best to walk around and not go into town. They get back on Old Spallage Road and head westward. We end off with them reaching a four-way crossroads, with Van Richten's Tower to the north, the ruined village of Barons to the south, and multiple potential destinations to the west.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Wizard of Wine better watch out.
Apparently. He's got problems and another problem's about to be added to that list.
Yep.
Jacob?
Yes.
I don't know, anything you'd like to say?
No, I mean, all in all, I don't really have anything.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds fun.
Mila,
Yeah.
I've been half distracted. Mila has been begging at the door for pets.
Aw.
Sorry. But yeah, that's like honestly sounds great. Like I totally I know it was still from the last one, but the into the forest zoomies is just a brilliant picture.
The panicked zoomies.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Anywho, I think I'm actually getting kind of tired, and also I'm going to pet Mila before she explodes. Um,
Pet the dog.
That
Yes.
sounds fair.
so I will talk to you all next week.
So,
Yeah.
yep, talk to you next time. See you guys.
Peace.
See ya.
See ya, Jacob.
Well, the end game is upon us.
Yes, indeed it is.
I don't know what else to say.
I'm ready.
Here we go. I think I'm gonna go and jump off and grab something to eat because,
That's a fair idea.
yeah. Well, I hope you have a nice rest of the night.
I hope you do as well.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Love you.
Love you too.